Back with another segment of the Garden Report, powered by 1 in 100. Head over to 1in100.co where you can enter your name into a raffle to win tickets to all the hottest shows and sporting events going on around the city. That's 1in100.co. Enter today. Fellas, Marcus Smart was ready to fight JR Smith on and off the court.
At least it wasn't a mirror this time.
I mean, he was trying to take it to the streets, or maybe JR Smith was
like,
the one trying to take
McGregor.
it to the streets. What do you two think about this? Do you think that Marcus Smart is just too much at this point? Is he just keeping it real? Where do you guys feel about this? Because let's face it, heading into the regular season, if this is the Marcus Smart we're going to see, we could have some issues, you know, in terms of like avoiding suspensions and keeping Marcus Smart on the floor.
He's got to focus up, man. I think he's just got to focus. You know, he's got some emotional, private things going on with his mom and everything else, and that's understandable. I can understand that. But, you know, he fought last year with a mirror. At least it was with a human this year.
Was it a mirror? Picture frame? Which one was it?
Yeah, the mirror did more damage.
The mirror did more damage. I mean, that's what you have to look at. The Celtics can't, not that they can't afford, but you don't want to see him lose playing time due to stupidity. Now, on that note, I love the intensity of seeing an all-out brawl in a preseason game. That was fun. Yeah. I enjoyed that.
Well, if it wasn't for Jason Tatum and Terry Rozier, I don't know. Things could have went south for Marcus Smart.
I mean, we're not. I don't think we're surprised to see this from Marcus Smart over his NBA and even college. He's gotten into it.
Yeah, with fans, I think. Yeah,
with whoever it may be. And you know, I think, what did he say? His life is kind of like a hurricane or something like that.
That makes sense.
So he can get a little emotional, and by a little I mean a lot. I think he needs to harness it. I really do. I think, like you said, he's going through some things right now, and I think some of that might be spilling out onto the court.
Yeah.
I know that like the basketball court for a lot of these guys is like a sanctuary. So if the personal stuff starts to carry over into it, then I think you start to see things more like a technical foul or a flagrant or a fight or something like that. And you don't want that. I mean, that was one of the question marks around re-signing him, you know, aside from maturity. It was aside from like maybe his outside shooting, it was also his maturity. So not a great way for him to sort of silence those doubters in that sense. But they are the bench with attitude, right? So I guess that's some attitude that you're totally seeing there. But you want him to be a little bit more mature about that.
I agree. I'm not comparing him to KG at all. But I used to always say with KG,
you're about to.
You take the good with the bad, right? You take the good with the bad. So sometimes he's going to be absolutely intense and crazy, and it's going to work out in buckets and wins and block shots. Very different players, but kind of the same thing with Marcus Smart. He's an emotional player. You love that intensity when he channels it on the defensive end of the court. Right?
Oh yeah, no, I mean he needs that. He needs to be that way and to react that way, and he's an emotional player. He feeds off his own energy and his own emotions. So I don't expect that to ever change, but there's good and there's bad ways to utilize it, and I think
if JR Smith gets knocked,
well, it's JR Smith.
See, that's the thing. That's exactly what I was going to say. I was waiting for you guys to wrap up here. I was like, look, this is a special case. You know, this is because it's JR Smith. I mean, Marcus Smart has been on this team longer than anybody, and there's always something with JR Smith every single season. I mean, this goes back to 2015, the playoff matchup between the Celtics and the Cavs, where he cold-clocked, what's his name, Jay Crowder. Remember that? He gave him a concussion.
Yeah.
You know, Marcus Smart didn't forget that. Marcus Smart didn't forget what happened last year during the playoffs, where him and JR got into it. So I just think it was just an instant reaction from the second he saw him push Aaron Baines.
From the second he saw that he wasn't going to get punched back.
That's a great point. The history.
Yeah, I just think, okay. The history between him and JR Smith, the Celtics and JR Smith, I just think that had a lot to do with it. And then it just boiled over. Feelings boiled over.
I loved Al's comments after the game saying, you know what, it's a JR Smith. You know, I mean, this guy's known for this, right? I love that.
He doesn't have LeBron policing him now in the locker room on the court, so we have to like free reign J.R. Smith for like the entire season.
I'll tell you what, I don't know if the Celtics were so bad or Cleveland is just playing so free out of the grasp of LeBron James, but like even Kevin Love kind of looked like Minnesota Kevin Love.
Oh, Kevin Love's going back to that.
Yeah, he's not being stuck around the perimeter constantly.
Yeah. He's got the green light.
He's got the green light. He is the man.
Right.
If the Cavs can still be, somewhat
Tristan Thompson
competitive and fun to watch, then that's a rivalry that maybe isn't as gone as people thought it would be once LeBron left. So.
Well, Marcus Smart didn't get suspended, but he did get slapped with a $25,000 fine, $15,000 for J.R. Smith for what he did to Aaron Baines. So that's how that
for smiling the whole time.
That's how the whole thing. Yeah,
for looking annoying.
I was either one of you surprised he didn't get suspended? I don't know. I was a little surprised Marcus Smart didn't get suspended.
I thought he deserved a suspension. I mean, he took a swing at him. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
He just pushed him.
Yeah, he didn't really.
It was great.
He didn't get as close as he wanted to. Well, that's going to wrap things up here. Let us know what you think in the comment section. This has been the Garden Report for CLNS Media.